Morning. I'm near Loch Laggan, and I'm going to take in the munros just to the east of it, no, west of it. As you can see, I've taken my bike along with me, and just to cut off some of the time it would take to hike up near to where the loch is, just to save a bit of time. So I'll pick you back up when I get up there and drop the bike off and start heading up the munro. Right, that's me just dropped my bike off. It's next to a building, well, an old ruined building. Probably a good idea just to leave it somewhere that I could see, like decent landmark. Down there's the bridge, and I just at the head of the Lochan, and I'm just following this path up, and then heading up there, hit the first munro, second munro's behind there, and then that's the I think some of the descent off the third munro. It's supposed to clear. It said about 10 o'clock, but the visibility is supposed to be excellent. So I'm hoping that this low-lying cloud is going to disappear. It's about 8:45 just now, so I'm hoping by the time I'm slogging up it's clearing, but we'll see. So I seem to be getting done dirty with the weather report. It's clagged in, usual my weather. It's supposed to be clear by 10 o'clock. I mean, it's not quite 10 yet, but I thought it would have started clearing by now, but it doesn't seem to be improving at all. So the route I took from highlands and a couple of the books that I use to go up the first munro, Beinn, had you going south, cutting across the heather. There seemed to be a couple of faint little paths, but it looked boggy, it looked wet, so I made the decision just to head straight up the good path up to the Beinn, and then head up Beinn. I think hopefully that's how you say it, and head up there and come back down to the Beinn again, and then head off to Geal, Charn and Pitridh, I think it is. So it changed up the route a little bit, but I think it'll be easier because there's a more defined path, and with this weather and how wet it is under fruit, I just figured it was a better idea. Just gonna clear that. A better idea is to stick with paths today, but yeah, still waiting to see this weather clear up. As you can see, I'm in the snow line now. Again, still not cleared up. Maybe about 10:30 now, I think, maybe a bit earlier than that. I checked the weather and it said it was going to clear up at 11, so I'll give it another half an hour and see what happens. I'm just making my way up to the first peak, which isn't the munro. The munro is just behind it, and then I'll be retracing my steps back down to the Beinn, and then heading off to Geal, Charn. It's pretty miserable, nothing really to see. Just windy. And snowy. Still enjoying it, just, yeah, wish there was some views. Fingers crossed it does clear up like the weather says. See the sun finally, trying to burn through this cloud. I don't know how successful it's going to be. It does feel a bit lighter, so I'm hoping that the Met Office is going to come through on it. It's nice to see the sun. I haven't been able to see a thing for a while, so I do feel like it is getting a bit lighter. The clag seems to be less close, so we'll see. Right, I'm not quite above the clouds, but there is some blue sky. Woo! Just a small patch, but it does seem to be clearing a little, so I'll take it. I don't think I'm too far from the munro, if you can see that, or if you can make it out. Still a little bit of a climb to go, but I've been steadily climbing for a little while now, so I'm hoping it won't be too long, and I'll be standing on the summit of Beinn, something like that. That's me on the summit of Beinn. As you can see, there's no views. Met office is lying. Seems to be somebody else coming up. So I'm not going to hang about. I'm just going to head off and get back down. But yeah, glad to have got to the summit. And now the slog over to number 2. But at least it's downhill for a while. Trudging down, getting some glimpses of blue skies and less clag up here, but still not the excellent visibility we promised. Right, I'll catch you up when I'm probably at the Beinn. I'm going to stop and have some lunch and push up Geal Charn and yeah, then try and get to the last munro. Try and do those two as quickly and as safely as I can. Go back to my bike. It's not a day for hanging about. Too cold. Don't know if you can see it, but there's some mountains over there. I think it's the Creag munros. Ah, they disappeared. They're starting to get a few more views. As soon as they come, I'm just grabbing the GoPro and getting it out. Just because it's been a day of not having any, so there we go. That's what was promised. There's still a bit of cloud around, but the sun's out. I'm very happy. It's not even that cold. Obviously it's cold because there's snow, but the hike last month was far colder. But this is belting, dead chuffed. So just need to get over the top of this peak and back down to Geal. It's not too far now. Grab some quick lunch and then head up Geal Charn, and then yeah, that's halfway of the munros. This third munro isn't that far away and isn't that high. I think it's only 924 meters. These two are, that one was 1087 I think. Next one's like 1024. So start with the biggest and work your way down. Look at these views. Right, bring it back when there's more nice views. Look at these views. Finally got a view of the first munro. Just as I say that, a bit of cloud goes over the top, but you could just see the peak, the summit of it. Look at it over there. This is what we wanted. This is what we were promised by the weather report. This is great. I don't think I've gone too far since I last recorded, but it's just opened up, so I had to stop. Gorgeous. Anyway, let's get cracking. I'm starving. That little peak there, that's the third munro, and then Geal Charn is just tucked behind the clouds there. So I'm actually getting some views of the other munros now. I got some photos of the first munro, but I had video of it as well. But yeah, I just thought I would capture these while they're here. That looks so small to be a munro, especially with all these other big ones around it. But hey, it's a munro, took it off, tap the top. Right, I'm now heading off on the path to Geal Charn. Stopped, had a bit of lunch, which was nice. A couple of sausage rolls and a Galley's ripple. And it tasted amazing after that freezing cold hike and the horrible descent. Going up was a lot easier, and the way I went up, I followed my footsteps on the way back down. Yeah, not so much fun on the descent. So I'm about less than 100 meters of ascent to get up to Geal Charn, and it's just, I'm knackered. Totally fine. Going up the first munro, didn't feel tired, and now heading up the second one, just exhausted. Don't know why. maybe just, I was starving by the time I got my lunch, so maybe it's just taking a little while for the energy to kick in. Hopefully it does, because I've got one more munro to do. That's me on the summit of Geal, Charn, I'm not sure. Anyway, that was a slog. Like I said, I got pretty exhausted. Got a bit of a second wind not long after, so I think it may be just lack of calories before. But it's a fairly big cairn. There's those rounded choke points, but it's a big lump. So I've stood on it, been on the highest point, and now just found a bit with some shelter. 1 second. See if I can. There we go. So I'm gonna stop and have another little bite to eat, and then rest for 5 minutes before heading off and grabbing the last munro. Creag, Pitridh or something like that. Pitridh. I need to learn how to pronounce these. Anyway, wait long enough and the views will come back. Very windy though. That's the third and final munro. Don't know if you can hear me, but that's it there. So drop down, back up, done. Then I get back out of the wind. Whoa! A difference standing behind this thing next. That's the Beinn munros. That's one long cycle in, and then a long hike. I did that over 2 days. Camped not far over there actually. Stunning. Anyway, I can see somebody else making their way over. I think it's the same guy that I met before. Next time to get the gloves on and brave this weather. I'll catch up with you when I'm further down, heading towards the third munro. The Creag is cleared a bit, and I am about to drop down. I'll just spin you around and show you, but I'm about to drop down to the third and final munro, which is just there. So I don't know how far away that looks in the camera, but it looks fairly close to me, and so I think I just head down here, up and then down, and my bike is just at the bottom of this. Oh, I cannot wait to sit in that seat and just roll down the hill. It's been an interesting hike, this one. It's just where I've come from. It's been in and out of views, freezing cold winds, and then getting sun and views. Looked at some nice views over to the Beinn 6. But there just seems that lingering threat always that the Creag's about to come back in. So I'm going to make some moves, try and get over there as quickly and safely as I can, and get cracking. Starting to make my ascent up the third munro. Not long until I'm at the base of it, and then I'll be straight up, and then I think you come down this ridge here and it joins back up with the path that leads up. So there's the first munro, mainly completely clear. There's a big one, and then the second munro is just tucked behind there, just a little bit further on. It's amazing how mild it feels here compared to up there. But this one's only 924 metres, so not a massive one. There's Geal Charn. Finally got a decent view. I think you can just point out the cairn. There's a bump right in the front, just to the left of that. I think it's the cairn. but there's a really nice path, small trail, snakes its way up this munro. I'm making good progress. I don't think it'll be long and I'll be on the top, which is really nice. I was getting warm. Ascending always makes me warm, so I had to take the hoods off a bit just to let some heat out. The summit of Creag, Pitridh. I don't know. Anyway, there's the summit. Charn. There's the second munro, the first munro, and finally a munro I'm not in the Creag. Right, let's see if we can find a sheltered spot. Look at these views. One last sweep before I head off back down. There's the second munro, just peeking out behind the clouds. The first munro's stuck in the cloud, and the third and final munro I'm happily sat on for a break. So it's just the descent off now, which I think head down here and then head to the right a bit. It's a bit pathless, I think, from what I've read and seen, but I don't mind too much. Just keen to get off and back to the bike and get some warm food in us. Should be doing another 2 munros tomorrow, and that should take us up to 152 and leave us 130 left. So another 30 to go to get to Geal, which is to have 100 left by the end of the year. We'll see. I've got some pretty big days planned in the summer where I need to carry a bit less and wear a bit less as well, fingers crossed. So I'll pick you up when I'm heading down, maybe and when I'm back to the bike. But I've really enjoyed these hikes. It's been tough, especially going up that second munro. I don't know why my energy dipped, but it dipped. Maybe move down here a little bit out of the way. And yeah, but it felt good coming up here. It didn't take long at all to come up this one. So yeah, enjoyed them. Been challenging, but it's also been a lot of fun playing in the snow. The snow's quite soft, so no real need for crampons or anything today. Alright, well, I'll leave you with this last view from the summit. I've just been following this stalker's path, and just down there, just that runs along, there's a gorge, a bit of a stream that runs through it, and the path just runs down there. But look at this light. I hope the GoPro picks it up. There's shafts of light everywhere, and this mountains, just white top mountains looking gorgeous. Good day. Turned out to be a good day. After the claggy beginning, it turned out good. So that's where I've come from. Can't see the munro anymore. But I don't think it'll be too long, and I'll be just back down by that gorge just there. And then I'll be stomping back to the bike. It shouldn't take me too long. So that's the munros I think I'm doing tomorrow. The one that's like just in the beam of sun. But I'm back on this trail now. There's some firm underfoot instead of that soggy mess that I was coming down, but it shouldn't be too long. I'll be back at the bike. Nice to get a view of what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. If this weather could stay for tomorrow, that would be lovely. But you know, it's nice to get views of it. At least I've got a couple of pictures, and even if I'm clagged in, at least I know what it's supposed to look like when I'm on it. I'm glad it's clear now, because when I was going up this path I couldn't really see much of this Loch Laggan, well, at least the tops of these hills. They look spectacular. Quite an evening it's turned out, not 4 in the afternoon, but an afternoon it's turned out to be. shorter light. The little building's just down there where my bike is. Trying to freewheel it back to the car. That's me back at the car. It took 18.07 miles, 8 hours 17 minutes. I'm pretty pleased with the time, and looking forward to a hot meal. I'd rate these munros not too difficult, fairly straightforward navigation, but yeah, a decent round to 3 that you can get in, and I would definitely recommend taking the bike. That bike ride on the way back, just nice to sit down, nice to just take it easy and let the bike do the work, because that's about 3.5 miles of walking would have been tiring after that. So I'm going to wrap up the video now. Thanks if you've watched, and you know, like the video if you want, and subscribe would be helpful. But just I hope people enjoy the videos. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber, I'm not trying to monetize this, I'm just sharing what I do, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll catch you on the next one.